Good morning. So this is my view of the mountains. It's not as clear of a view as I would like for it to be, but this is a beautiful sight that I could actually look out and feel my problems melt away every morning, and I just wanted to share that with you. I get to express that beauty with joy every day, and I thought I'd share it with my friends. I am crystalline light being Christy Lynn Bishop, and I am here this morning to tell you a story about myself. These are my friends, my crystal friends. I just thought I'd bring them along for the journey. Light my little candle here. Help me get in my mode of storytelling. So I guess it will begin when I was just a wee thing, a young girl, age 5, when I found myself at a good old-fashioned Christian Baptist revival I'm not sure, I feel like was connecting to something bigger than myself. I was lucky enough to get to go with my great-grandmother, and I was about 5 years old, and I barely remember the journey there, but I remember holding her hand on the way inside, and my first sensation was knowing how much wisdom and strength that was in the hand that I was holding at that moment. My great-grandmother, Margie, was a very tough lady, and let's just say she passed on to me a passion to have a spiritual life, a desire to seek that which was unknown, that was greater than me, that could love and support me in times in life when I needed guidance and love. And since those days, 42 years have passed, and I've been on quite the journey. I've moved from and through and back towards those stories that were told to me out of the Bible. I have embodied the namesake of Christ in my own name as well as I could possibly, even in the hard times. I do realize now, maybe I didn't then, but as I realize who I really am now, I know that I did the very best that I could at the time, despite any mistakes or what Christians might call sins I have made. I journeyed along that path through other religions, of course, many different types of Christianity for many years, and then once upon a time I fell upon a group of, they like to call themselves pagans or Wiccans. It was really more of a combination of different types of religious / spiritual people who at the time were grouped all together. I no longer think of all of those people as religious. I think of some of them as spiritual. It just depends on the intensity or the obsession with that particular individual being very heavy in energy, or I would call dense in their beliefs, strong in their beliefs, so strong in their beliefs that they produce dogma or stigma or fear. I have since moved through my desire to belong to that group and to be accepted, and I want to say I wanted to feel like I belonged for a long time. I no longer need that validation. I belong with me here, right now, doing this. And I don't need any kind of validation from anything outside of me to know that. It feels good to be here right now, in this moment. So anyway, I carried myself through my journey as a Wiccan pagan witch of the light. And then along that path, I encountered many shamans, going to sweat lodges and powwows and native dances. I am, by genetic heritage, a Native American Cherokee Indian from Missouri. I went through a period where I traced my heritage, and my lineage kind of led me to believe that I was of the shamanic blood, and there was no avoiding my connection to the planet, to Mother Earth. I discovered within me all the elements of a creator, and I have recently been able to experience a new type of spiritual journey. I have long since traversed the path of the shaman, yet it was only just this April I was able to experience my actual spiritual awakening. And if you've ever been through one, then anyone out there really knows what it really means. And the farther you travel down that or up that ascension journey, you discover different levels of being, of existing, of thinking, of knowing. And once you start to question time and your memories and how things have unfolded in your story, you'll be able to think back and realize it's been happening a lot longer than you thought. In fact, that your higher self, your spirit, your source, your soul family, they've been calling to you since the moment you were born on the planet. It's just only recently have the energies on the earth changed so that we are able to connect with those spiritual sides of us that have been trying all along to show us the way. Any of you other crystal children out there will know what I mean. I can think back to the time where I got my last tattoo and I said, I want to go on a spiritual journey. So I went to the tattoo artist and I said, I would like this Trinity tattoo. If you're familiar with the Trinity symbol, you know what I'm talking about. For me, it meant something completely different than what I was going to experience over the next few years. That was back in 2015. I recently have had, like I said, back in April, my actual spiritual awakening where I was able to see my true self and the false illusions all around me and what I was here to do. It was so quick and instantaneous as it occurred that I never thought to sit and write it down. I was in a very, I want to call it waking sleep afterwards for such a long time that I let a lot of the memories of it slip away. I did write a lot of those things down somewhere in one of my notebooks so that I could revisit it. And I recommend that any of you experiencing any of the symptoms of awakening, that you start to do the same thing, that through your journaling or your writings or your diaries, even memories of dreams, you will discover a lot of things and want to go back and read about on them and remember them. But it seems so wondrous to me that it's such a long time period between experiences for my spirit that have existed. And so I would like to tell you some more about my ascension story as it unfolds. I have recently begun the path of self-mastery, and it is daunting, and I have come out of the shadow again, and I'm finally seeing that where I was is where I am, is where I will be. And when that becomes my truth fully in my heart and my thoughts, I know then that I will be able to truly help others out there. For now, I'm going to offer my prayers, and I will be giving a choose a card reading here shortly in a subsequent video. I just wanted to shoot this one this morning to let you guys know that I am back and I am full of love and light, and I would like to share that with as many people as I possibly can. And so it is. Namaste.